Welcome back to part 2 of health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about health,
Yes,
clearly.
so let me go there.
The body keeps the score.
Yeah.
So if we have trauma that hasn't been dealt with, that's being held in certain places and then will manifest. And as we get older, like you said, not just the muscular loss, but everything, bone density,
Yeah.
everything just goes down, right? And so this may be a long tangent. We'll see what happens.
Let me go there.
Let me go there, right? Let's
Yeah.
take this journey with me. So I've already explained the surgery. So that happened, just after my 40th birthday. Now, just 2 years prior to that, and I have had back, I'll say, issues my entire life, because that's a whole podcast episode of what I have going on with my back.
Yeah.
So
The history of Ange.
Yes.
Coming soon.
So it's, I've been to multiple chiropractors, all that kind of thing. But, and again, another shout out to Polachek, because you rock. My current chiropractor did an x-ray, and, among the myriad of things I had, he was able to pinpoint that I actually broke my back when I was 7 years old. So basically, what had happened is that at 7 years old, I was hit by a car. So I was, the kid that famously goes across the street, looked both ways there, got really excited when she got the ball, didn't look on the way back. Yeah. So, essentially, because, which I may have mentioned before, but I was an abused child, and so I lived in fear a lot. And I, in that moment, in my 7-year-old brain, was more worried to let anyone know that I had not looked both ways to cross the street, and so I kind of limped it off. So apparently in that, and again, I won't bore people with the details of everything since then with my back, but the fact that it was never picked up before, and he was able to figure out that in that moment I actually broke my back, and in that it opened up a lot that I had been storing, a lot of emotions and a lot of things going back to that. I've done EMDR therapy. That's a really cool modality where I've been able to actually hug my younger self and, meet with my younger self. And so knowing this in a way kind of set me free.
Yeah.
Of course, yes, I still have back pain, but it's nice to know the things that we've actually been through, so that we can basically almost communicate with our bodies. Like when we're in sync with our bodies, it's a way of communicating. And I really do appreciate my back so much. The crookedness of it, the everything of it, because it's what's got me. It's what's held me up all this time.
Yeah. Just that neuromuscular level of things, that's also like a mind-body connection, right? And even down deep to the soul, the more we are able to be aware of our bodies and what we are experiencing, the better we can kind of diagnose ourselves of certain things, or know when we need help to seek out a diagnosis.
Yeah.
And just kind of see what trauma caused it, and see how we can heal. And it's not always just about the being hit by a car in that case, right? It's the fact that you didn't feel safe enough to get help when you were that young.
Yeah.
So it's healing on top of healing on top of healing.
It's layered, it's nuanced, it's deep, and that's the type of work that we both signed up for, you know, and it's the type of work that I wish everyone would do, because on the other side of that, as much work as it is really happiness, is really that kind of peacefulness. But yeah, just quickly going back to it again, at that moment, I was blessed enough to, guess what, have insurance to even have a chiropractor. So again, these are things that get lost, and that's the part that it just makes me really angry and upset that not all of humanity has that type of care. I mean, it should be the one thing that matters, and it is the one thing that matters, and it's the thing that gets overlooked all the time. It's no, let's just give them a bunch of pills so that they kind of dissociate, and we'll continue the consumerism and all of that propaganda. Let's not actually treat what it is. It's we need to be treating the root cause.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you feel about treating the root cause, like for you and for like what it is you do now?
That's why I will honestly say it started at the end of last year and it's continuing. I just feel very much in alignment.
Yeah.
And for somebody with double curve scoliosis, I think it's just hilarious that I can say I feel aligned, because I feel the difference. It doesn't mean I don't still have a stiff back, but guess what? I move it every single day and I feel amazing. It improves my mood. It improves everything. So yeah, no, it's not one of those things where you can ever go back to how you were living before. Like I'm, very set on living as healthy of a lifestyle as I possibly can.
Yeah. Yesterday, Ange taught her first Qigong class, and it was my first experience ever. And I must say, it was really nice. I could tell the difference between like flexibility and our Qigong classes, and also I am a certified Pilates instructor.
Woo, woo, congratulations.
Thank you. And just being able to tell on a theoretical level, like the moves that you do in Qigong, how healthy it is for your spine and for
how
your
joints,
right? And how different, and how it is more of that body, mind, and soul feeling that you get fed, for me personally. So I think it is a great option for people who are very in touch with their spirituality. Our first student who came to the class was a guy, which was nice, and like he said that he felt very calm at the end of the session, and
just the best news you can ever hear. Imagine that if like every single person was just walking around, especially men, was just walking around calm.
Yeah, there'd be like no wars, just peace and hippie goodbye.
Peace and love. That's what we want for all of you, not just this year, but always.
And like, so that's one of our many solutions that we have at the studio too. Like, I don't want to like give everything away of like what happened in the class and everything, but it is something that's really good for your mind. So if you are dealing with stress, you mentioned earlier today, just like brought it to the forefront of my mind, like stress really does take a number on the body and the mind, right? It like weakens the immune system. It's just like bad overall. So if you are in a stressful state, come join us. Come take a Qigong class. It was really, really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I love teaching it. I just love like the fluidity of it and all of that. But
and it's like good for like all ages. Like
that's my favorite part.
70s, 80s.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
I feel like we covered a lot.
Yeah, I do feel like we covered a lot. Oh, one thing I do want to say last year, another incident when my dad hurt himself doing work, is that he lost a lot of blood. He needed like 5 or 6 pints of blood, and I'm like really small. I know a lot of people have the impression that I'm like this really big person, and I feel like a lot of that comes from my personality, but I'm actually really small, but which is good too, because a lot of people underestimate me, which I don't mind at all. But yes, very much on a tangent, just to say that if you are someone who is healthy and can donate blood, like please do that. You never know what life you may save, who may need it. Because it was really scary, like not being able to give blood to my dad when he needed it. Thankfully, he's good now. He heals very fast, which is a blessing.
Can I just like interject something?
Sure.
Because we're going there.
Let me go there.
That I'm like right back in that moment now, right? Like remembering when that happened. The fact that gay people are not allowed to donate their blood.
Come on, guys.
I don't know.
It's been like 3 decades since HIV.
If blood is tested, I don't understand. That it's not a medical thing in that way.
It's so homophobic. Like I didn't even think about that fact to write. Oh I'm not just small, I'm gay. Let's just punish her and whoever needed the blood in the first place. And like there's so many layers to not accepting help from people who are gay when it literally serves the community. It serves all of us. And it's like, could we not? Could we just put aside the stigma? Could we become educated and could we just love each other? Like if we're not hurting each other, then and like we want to heal ourselves, heal the nation, heal everyone we come into contact with, then like let us be able to do that. Yeah. That was a good point.
Yeah, I just couldn't not go there.
Yeah,
That's like...
that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So when I was 15, again, I was, obviously had insurance at this time, the right people noticing things, but basically I was experiencing pain when I was putting my foot into my sneaker. Yeah, because I was doing track at the time. And so every time just the foot was going in, I was feeling this like weird pain. And so, of course, I let it go a year. I finally say something to the athletic trainer, and, she's like, oh, maybe it's a stress fracture, but let me send you to a specialist. Again, privilege, blessing, right people, everything. Get sent to this doctor, literally does all of the x-rays and everything, and tells me that I had a cyst that was growing inside of my bone over the last year, and it was to the point where it was like pushing up against the sides
that's painful.
So it would have like actually broken, and then I would have had a lot of issues, shattering going on, all kind of things. So I basically had an emergency surgery. I think there was less than a month turnaround. So even more so than my hysterectomy, like less than a month turnaround. And I had the surgery 5 days before my 15th birthday. And then I was told at that time that, it is possible that a cyst could grow in other places. I had one removed from the back of my head. I have a pain in the other foot that's going on that I'm not sure that I'm looking into. And the bureaucracy of it is just insane. Like with what I am now experiencing and going through, having a specialist appointment, but not having the primary care physician to be able to send off on it. And it's just like a whole runaround that, again, thankfully, I am happy, I am healthy, and I am healing. But for people that really need something like now, like yesterday, like to save their lives, because I thought that's what people got into the medical field for, they would be screwed.
So I hope you all are divinely protected, aligned, meet the right people, as do we. Like, if you feel aligned with what it is we do, whether you are from Tobago or you are visiting, please check out what we offer. We have a really good package if you just want a taste of basically everything that we offer at this studio. And you're going to get such a completely different experience with everything that we do. It is amazing, and it's just like so much benefits. And maybe something might call out to you and you'd be like, hey, I want to hone in on this and keep up with this practice. Feel free to do that, whether you live here or you live elsewhere. Like, find somewhere. Maybe we'll get into virtual sessions for specific things later on too.
We'll see if there's like a want for that. Then definitely we'll consider that. And it's what I love is that we're not just like hoarding everything to ourselves. We truly do want to leave the world better than we found it. We want to help people. The whole point of us healing is to help other people heal. And so I love that we're giving these practical tips, that you can do at home. Like, guess what? You have breath. And we're going to teach you like how to actually do that. You're teaching like really cool stretches that people may not have even thought about that they can just do when they're at home.
And I actually saw a video about how beneficial stretching and ginger is for period cramps. And basically all of the stretches we do every single class that we focus on hips, it helps with period cramps. And like, for the most part, I barely have pains, and I used to so much.
And the breath work too that I showed you.
The breath work, So it's like, give it a try. Breathwork classes are $75 for one class pass. TT, Qigong,
2 for 4.
Qigong is 60, 200 for 4 classes. And flexibility is $350 for 4. So those are just a little bit of what we got going on. And I just wish you happiness, health, healing, prosperity, and peace and safety and comfort in these times, and community. Yeah.
All of those things.
Yeah.
I can't even, there's nothing to add. Health, 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 wealth, abundance, everything. And don't be hard on yourself that, you know, it's the very beginning of January, because the new year doesn't officially go into that fire horse until February 17th. So you got some time. And in February, we have a great event coming up too. Again, if you're here or you're traveling, want to come to it, it is going to be a lot of fun. It's Galentine's. It'll be Friday the 13th
of February.
Yeah. So that would be really fun.
Yeah. So hope we see you then or at the next epi. And take care.
Bye.
Bye.